Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Infinite Ability Podcast. I am your host, Nick Earhart, and we are here to encourage each other to find our own unique abilities. Let's go. All right, everyone. So today we have Nadia Hagen with us, and she's amazing. I met with her a while ago, and unfortunately we had to keep rescheduling the podcast recording, but we finally made it, so we're both really excited. So without further ado, Nadia, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, hello, and thank you so much for having me on your show, Nick. I'm so excited to finally be here, and we are making it today. That's awesome. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm Nadia. I'm a self-love coach for high-achieving women who want to recover from people pleasing, and I help my clients to set healthy boundaries and prioritize themselves so that they can intentionally build their life aligned with their values while building mutual and connected relationships. And all this without the need to pretend to be someone they are not.
Mhm. I love that. And what got you started on this journey?
Oh, I love this question because the answer is juicy. In my late 20s, I had a very prestigious job in investment banking. I was that career girl. And I got fired with the words, "You're not good enough." And soon after that, my fiance broke up with me. I was living in Frankfurt, so I needed to leave my apartment. I moved back in with my parents, which was embarrassing. And I noticed that my so-called friends no longer call me or invite me because they have actually never been friends. I've had a huge business network, but as I got no job anymore, there's no business to be done with me, right? So it got pretty lonely, and I noticed there wasn't much left except me, myself, and a lot of not good enough. And what I noticed in the upcoming next couple of weeks is that I built a life that was perfect, absolutely perfect on paper, but that wasn't aligned with who I am, that I hardly knew who I was because, I identified so hard with my job, with the role I was holding as a career
Mhm.
woman, that after that has been taken away, I didn't have a clue who I was anymore. So that
Yeah.
was the starting shoot of my journey, you could say. Yeah.
And I know that a lot of us have that same experience. Like, yeah, we might be successful, but we're not living the life that we really want, and we're not, you know, pursuing our passions. We're just kind of working day to day and just making a living. And it's once you realize that, and then sit down and figure out what you actually want, that's when the real change happens. And that's, I feel like, when you really start living your life. I was
Yes.
in the same boat. I had a good job, but it wasn't doing it for me. I knew there was more to life than just going to work and coming home and then getting up in the morning and doing it again. And I was like, I want to help people, but that's what I want to do. So I started this journey, and I'm so happy that I did.
Oh, I can absolutely relate to this. And you use the word successful, which I love because there is a definition of success in
Mhm.
society, you know, and when we are so young, we strive to be successful. So we do what we think is the right thing to do to be successful in
Yeah,
the terms of society until we notice that I think that success is something very personal and individual. And there are so many ways to be successful. And no matter how much money you make, no matter how many friends you have or whatever it is, if you're not happy and truly fulfilled, that's not what I call success, right?
exactly. Yep. Yeah, to me, success means living the life that I want, the life that I choose. It's not about money or things. It's about who am I around? Who are the people that I'm around? Who are the people I'm helping? And, you know, is it aligned with my purpose in life or not? If anything's not aligning with my purpose, I don't want to do it. you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And, it's being around with the people you choose to be around. That's true
Mhm.
choice. That's true freedom. And I think in the end, that's something that matters massively in our lives because, you know, when we come to the end of our life and we look back, one of the things we will remember, it's not the paycheck, it's not the money we will make, it's even not the holiday, the vacation we took, but it's probably with whom we did these things. The
Yep.
laughter we shared, the jokes, the silliness, the people. And
Mhm.
for me, a huge part of success is having flexibility. You know, I'm a mom to, in the meantime, 5-year-old girl. And that comes with a big need of flexibility. We had to reschedule because she felt sick. So I'm immensely grateful that I can be there for her when she truly needs me. And all of this
Yep.
starts with something that I teach in my signature method. The first step, it's definition of our core values. What does truly what is truly important to us? Is it freedom or is it rather security? Whatever it is, we can use these things as a navigation system to make good decisions in our life.
Mhm. I would love to hear more about your steps that you take your clients through.
Oh, I love to share. The first step is the values, the definition of the values. I aim to define the 3 to 5 most important core values that we have. And when I did this exercise, I think it's already, oh gosh, it's 15 years ago. It has been a long time. I
Yep.
wrote them on a post-it and I put this post-it on my fridge so that I see my values every single day until they became second nature.
Yep.
And I teach my clients to use these values as a navigation system. So what I mean by that is, so often we thrive to attain a certain goal. Like, for example, we want to buy this house and then we finally feel at home.
Mhm.
And then we put a lot of effort in to achieve this goal. And then we are happy for 2 or 3 days or 2 or 3 weeks. And then it fades away. And we are left wondering like, okay, that didn't really fulfill me too. So what's wrong with me? And actually, nothing is wrong with us. It's just that, again, we probably pursued a goal that was determined by someone or something outside of us. So
Yep.
knowing what truly matters and getting to know ourselves intimately is the first step. That's super important. The
I
second
like
step,
that.
yeah, thank you. The second step is boundaries.
Oh,
Yeah.
this one's a hard topic for some people.
It is. It is. And, I have been a prime example of a people pleaser. So it's something I can assure you. If I can learn to set healthy boundaries and feel good doing it, everybody else can too. Because I,
Yep.
I was definitely not born a master or even talented at this. So it's so important because, when we say no, we protect our resources. And one of our most valuable resources is time. You can
Yep.
get back money anytime, but you don't get back the time. And it's also about our mental load, our emotional state. You said for you, it's important to be around with the right people for you. If you're around the wrong people, there's nothing draining as this. Yeah.
It's
So,
so true.
yeah. So saying no is super important to make room for our heartfelt yes. And then the next step is the healing of deep emotional wounds. Because, whenever it feels challenging or, difficult, or we are wondering, I don't want to be mean just by saying no. This all comes from childhood wounds or wounds we got later. But
Yep.
my daughter, she's 5 in the meantime, and she's one of my greatest teachers. And something I learned through her is that children know exactly what they want and what they don't want.
Yep. They do.
And they are not afraid to say, I want this. Give me that.
And they'll do whatever it takes to get what they want.
Yes, exactly. And I love this so much because they are so creative in
Mm.
finding ways, I had her sweets in a basket and I didn't want her to eat sweets,
Yep.
yeah. So we wanted to restrict this. And I took the basket and put it up in the cupboard so that she couldn't reach it anymore. And I thought, smart mom, yeah. And then she learned to push a chair towards this cupboard, climb the chair, and get the sweets. So there isn't anything that can stop a child who's determined to get what he or she wants, right?
Yep.
And they are also, it's so natural to say, no, I don't want that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whenever we have a challenge to stand up for what we want and what we don't want, it is because we have made some negative experiences in our life. And the moment we heal them at a core level, now it's so much easier to be who we are, to be authentic, and to accept that there will probably be a lot more people who really like us, but there will always be a couple of people, these ones who always have something like,
Oh yeah. Mhm. Oh yeah.
that's the way life is. Yeah.
Exactly.
So that leads me to the fourth step, which is relationships. And by that, they already became so much more authentic and so much easier. And it's about learning communication skills. It's about learning how we can build mutual and deeply connected relationships that fill us up, that, bring us this
Yep.
deep sense of belonging and laughter. And then the the last step normally comes naturally after that. I call it alignment. But that
Hmm.
means we know exactly what we want. We can stand up for ourselves. We know to take responsibility for our triggers, our wounds. We have the tools to grow as a human being and heal. We have the
Yep.
relationships we love and that support us. And then everything, it's like magic. It's like
Yep.
everything is falling together. Like, I don't know. It's seriously like, I think,
Yeah, that's how it happens.
yeah,
Like once you get aligned, it's just like everything falls into a place. It's incredible.
it's like magic. I think the moment we do our part, God meets us and does the rest.
Hmm. Yep.
And I love seeing this. It's just, yeah, magical.
Me too. Me too. Yeah, right. It's once you figure out your purpose, your values, you get aligned, you work on boundaries and relationships. Like that's basically everything you need in life in a nutshell. Once you can learn how to, you know, improve on all of those things, you've got the key to unlock anything that you want.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And you can do this from within, You do this exactly the way it should be for you. Yeah. So there's no wondering anymore. Oh, am I weird? Yeah, of course I'm weird, but I'm the right weird for the right people.
And I want to make a point because everything that we're talking about is all you changing you. It's not you changing anyone else. This is all about you. A lot of times we see people that like to blame outside sources for everything in life. Once you can take responsibility and own up to why that happened, like, yeah, things happen to you, but why did you put yourself in that situation? We all do it. And once you can own up to it and realize that everything lies within you to change your circumstances. Now you can start taking action to make the necessary changes to improve your life and align it with the life that you want.
Yeah. So much yes to this. There are a couple of things I like to add. I have worked with a lot of people who have dealt with emotional abuse in their life. And they were asking like, what about me is it that attracts these people? And
Uh-huh.
actually nothing. Everybody attracts these people, The
Yep.
only difference is that we are having standards to say no, to walk away, because we know we can't change anybody else. We can't change them. We can't make a bad human turn them into a good human. No,
Uh-huh.
it's our decision. Every day I can decide, do I want to be a kind human or do I want to be an unkind one? Yeah. So that is one thing. And I love so much what you said because life is hard. Life is, I know that's was part of my transition from, yeah, being a teenager or a young adult to grow up, I would say, to accept that it's not me. I'm not punished because I'm not good enough or I don't know how to deal with life. I learned that life is hard. Life can be wonderful, magical, but it's also pretty challenging and for every one of us. And that's something I would love to point out too, I wish that we share more openly and more vulnerably that life sucks sometimes.
Mhm.
And that we can learn from each other, support each other. Sometimes you need this person who's just clapping at your back, like, you got it, you will do it. I know you can.
Yep.
Sometimes that is just enough.
Yep. It is. It is. I love everything you're talking about. And for anybody listening, like, that if you're feeling, stuck, if you're not living the life you want, get a hold of Nadia right now. And with that, Nadia, can you tell everyone how to connect with you?
Yeah. You can visit me in my virtual home at nadiahagen.com. There you will find all the information you need. And if you want to get in regular contact and also want to get a gift from me, then head over to nadiahagen.com/boundaries minus checklist, because I've prepared a checklist. I call it 8 steps to healthy boundaries. And I
Uh,
noticed most people are missing the two most crucial steps because and then their boundaries, either they aren't effective or they don't feel good. So there you can get your checklist and I guide you through the whole boundary setting process so that you know exactly when you need to set a boundary, how to communicate it transparently and kindly, and how to deal with pushback. And I'm also
uh.
giving you 3 phrases that you can have at the tip of your tongue.
This episode of the Infinite Abilities podcast is brought to you by the one and only Infinite Toolbox, where just like all other toolboxes, we will get the job done, guaranteed. Whether you're an entrepreneur looking to save time, boost revenue, or automate your processes, Infinite Toolbox has got you covered. With powerful tools designed to drive leads, expand your reach, and gain your industry secrets, we help you work smarter, not harder. Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Visit us at infinitetoolbox.com. That's infinitetoolbox.com, and discover how infinite your potential really is.
If you want to say no without ruffling any feathers, and I'd love to connect.
I love that, and I know that I'm gonna go get that checklist because I need that.
Let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you have any questions. So cool.
Of course, of course. Thank you so much. And I gotta ask you, as you know, my slogan is "Your abilities are infinite." What does that mean to you?
For me, it means that we are not predefined. We are shaped very strongly by the beliefs of our upbringers, caregivers, but we
Mm-hmm.
always have the freedom and the choice and the duty, I think, to choose who we want to be. Because who we are, sooner or later, definitely shows in the life we live. So if I want to live a good life, then the first thing is to develop a character that can create a good life.
Uh-huh.
So we always have the choice to be who we want to be.
I love that. And what is one last message that you would like to leave the audience?
Um, I would say boundaries are self-love in action.
Yes, they are. I agree. All right, Nadia, this was so great. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Nick. I had such an amazing time chatting with you. Thank you.
I'm so glad to hear that. If you enjoyed this show, please go ahead and share it on your Instagram story and tag me in it, the Nick Heart. Also, go ahead and share it anywhere else that you see fit, because The only way that I can grow this is by you guys sharing it. I don't sell anything on here. I don't have any sponsors. So let's just get it out there by word of mouth and help more people. Alright, everyone. Remember, your abilities are infinite.